During the HasLab funding campaign, Zeta made a lot of negative attention get attracted to the third-party community. I spoke out that I was really upset they did that because of the negative attention could cause us to lose the likes of MMC, X-Transbots, or even Fanstoys. Right now we're struggling with the fact that Fanstoys said every release will be delayed. We've got some issues. Today I want to talk about what we do if we lose Fanstoys. It's going to be an issue. We're going to discuss this. But I have some little bit of positive evidence that they're doing fine. We're going to talk about all this coming up. So Fanstoys started out as a company that made a KO oversized version of the trailer for the G1 Prime, but it was supposed to go on the Masterpiece MPO-1, the 12-inch version, and this thing is highly sought after. Even though a lot of people chasing it don't care about a 12-inch line at all, they collect the 9-inch Masterpiece line for whatever reason, but this thing here is proof that Fanstoys started as a KO company. They never gave us their second release, the FTO2, their Acoustic Wave. A lot of people say it was good because that design wasn't the best design, and they're going to give us a better one. The new redesigned Acoustic Wave does look a whole lot better, a whole lot more tuned, but it shows an advancement of 8.5 years advancement. But fast forward to today and what losing Fanstoys today would mean to most collectors. What it would mean is that we wouldn't finish these combiners. Now, a lot of people have 3 of the 5 already in their collection waiting on the last 2, and that would be kind of an issue if Fanstoys went away. A lot of collectors are waiting for the last 2 figures, the last 2 limbs, and Minosaur and Superion. But here's the problem, nobody knows how they're going to go together. The parts are going to be included with the last figure. The last figure is going to have a huge price point. And so we've already got several hundred, $400 invested in just 3 limbs. And who knows how is it going to be out of $300, $400 to get the last 2? Who knows the prices on these things if we get them. But if we don't get them, well, what do we do? We've already got Zeta, and DX9 is so close to being done. I mean, I can't see that they're going to jump ship now. But Zeta and DX9, hey, that works for me. That's what I've got on my shelf right now, minus 1 arm bot. But I actually have the X-Transbots rigged onto mine for the Minosaur. But yeah, there's other options out there. So the next promise that Fanstoys has to keep to us is their version of Blitzwing, and this thing is really in high demand. I have to admit, I can't seem to go a couple of days without somebody asking or commenting or mentioning this figure like there's no other figures out there, but it does look good. And they redesigned this figure. So what happened here is that Fanstoys sent some notice out to all the third-party distributors to cancel orders. They had to reissue new pre-orders at $220. So this guy is in the new pricing structure. I thought it was going to be $150, and now it's $220. It's crazy, but it's the new normal pricing going on here. They did heavily redesign this figure, and I believe they did it to put more of the weight in the legs and make it less top heavy, because that's kind of a problem with this character. Now, if Fanstoys goes away, and Fanstoys doesn't deliver on all of these promises they've made already, then we could just get the KFC Did Cut. Now, the KFC Did Cut, I have it. It looks beautiful. It's a great looking figure, but it is extra fiddly due to the top heaviness. I have some upgraded parts to put on, but I can still sort of make it work with the original parts, and I don't really feel like going that far to put all the upgrade parts on yet, but one day I'll have to, and I have them, so it's not a big deal. But I still don't think it'll be nearly as solid as anything that Fanstoys does. So the other figure that Fanstoys put out a cancel pre-order and re-pre-order to is the Outrider or Trailbreaker. And the problem with this is that everyone was thinking this was going to be a little bit cheaper. Now it's a little bit more expensive. Like, this was in the around the $100 price point. Now it's $150. Maybe it was $120, $130. I don't remember. But anyhow, one thing Show Z does is they don't put a price up until they know what it's going to cost. So they never had to cancel any pre-orders. So all your pre-orders at Show Z are still held. But guess what? Some people got their pre-order canceled, didn't realize it in time, and tried to pre-order again, and they were sold out at some of the other places. So if you can't get your hands on a Fanstoys Trailbreaker because Fanstoys shuts their doors, what are you going to do? I think X-Transbot's already made a great one. I mean, yes, Fanstoys probably will be better, but not twice as good, not 50% better. Probably like a 25 to 15% better, somewhere around there. I really do like the X-Transbots version at this point. I have it in my collection. And so, for me, it's not like I'm waiting on pins and needles for Fanstoys 1 to come out, like some collectors are. But at the end, if Fanstoys does go under, we could always just buy this guy. So next I want to talk about Spindrift 2.0 just a little bit. The thing is, if we never get this figure, it really doesn't matter because we already have a Fanstoys Spindrift. But a lot of people are looking forward to the Spindrift 2.0. Now, I have this on pre-order. I'm definitely going to get it. There's no doubts. But I'm already happy with a couple things. First off, I'm happy with my X-Transbots Neptune. I think X-Transbots Neptune is taller than what we're going to get with Fanstoys 2.0 version, the Spindrift 2.0. And although it probably will still weigh less than the Fanstoys Spindrift 2.0 because of the lack of diecast in Neptune, I like the aesthetics better. I like the way this figure looks, and I like the height. He's way taller. But if you really want to be a stickler to tune accuracy, the Fanstoys Spindrift will be a lot closer to tune accuracy. But nothing really matches tune accuracy better than Toy World. Toy World went over the top with close to tune accuracy proportions with the beer belly. Now, one of the releases that a lot of people are anticipating is Acoustic Wave. Now, I do believe that Takara did a good job with their sound wave. I do feel like Acoustic Wave 2.0, the one coming up, looks better. So, let's put it like this. The one that we're going to get, if we get it, if Fanstoys sticks around, will look better than what we got with Takara. Now, Takara was better than the first draft of Acoustic Wave, and I think that Fanstoys stepped aside, never released theirs, out of respect for Takara, or fear for Takara, or playing by some sort of unwritten rules. Next, I want to talk about Tesla 2.0. Now, let me tell you this. This is the best opportunity for any collector that fears Fanstoys is done for to get the Tesla 1.0. Tesla was pushing $600 on the second market, the first version. Now you can get them for a song and a dance, like $200. So go ahead and get one if you want one and have it as a filler. This thing is 3 years out. At least, if Fanstoys continues, it's going to be 2023 till this thing's out. Late 2022 when this thing's out. And when it does come out, it's still going to be very expensive. And it's an improvement. It's an upgrade. But I don't think it's like light years better than what we got with the 1.0. The 1.0 has got brittle plastic. It's got some issues with it. But it looks good on a shelf. It fills that gap. Now, if we lose Fanstoys, we lose this beautiful version of Jazz. I think it looks great. I am absolutely shocked. I cannot believe Takara has not made Jazz yet. I am still surprised. This is a character you would think Takara would take on. But no, Fanstoys has to take him on. But then again, they don't even have a prototype made. Maybe Takara's working on one and Fanstoys hints it. Takara says, nope, never mind, we want to make it. Who knows that relationship and what's going on there? Again, you can always get a Make Toys one, but where is this Make Toys EX reissue? Who knows? We'll know more in January when the whole flood of Seekers starts. if Make Toys is still really putting out, let's hope they put out like they should. They've also talked about their Mirage, or hinted at their Mirage. A lot of people even have pre-orders in for Mirage. And where is this Mirage? What do you do if you can't get this Mirage? I think Transform Element did a good job. I wouldn't say Transform Elements is a home run, but I'd say Transform Elements is a good play. They've done a great job with this thing. The transformation is a bit fiddly. It is not intuitive like it should be, but it still looks good in both modes, but looks great in bot mode. And really that's what matters to me. I like this figure. I think it's good. It's got a good price too. Really, I really am voting for Transform Element to make a whole lot more figures. You know, if you take over for Fanstoys, please put some diecast in it. Or shall I say, please put more diecast in it. So Fanstoys has also hinted at a Huffer. I know that Huffer really is a tough figure to get a good representation in the Masterpiece line. I know there's a couple of options that are out there. I'm going to throw you my recommendation and I'll get a lot of negativity. But this figure for Fanstoys has its pluses and minuses. You know, I don't even think Fanstoys is going to nail the character, but I do kind of like their aesthetic cues that they go for. I really think a lot of people were negative on Final Victory, and it turned out to be better than we thought. But as Huffer goes, this guy works. It does the job, it gets the job done, and it's a stand and a filler. It could be a forever filler if you need it to be. Now, I think Fanstoys has really done a good job with their Headmasters. Now, they've done the Decepticon Headmasters. They look great. They are true to scale and Masterpiece. And they are the only ones. There's not another option out there. All the other options actually are slightly oversized Chug and nowhere near Masterpiece. Plus, they don't really carry the G1 aesthetic nearly as well as Fanstoys. Fanstoys really is the only one making these. And I don't see anyone else taking their place. In fact, I would say Make Toys would be perfect, but they can't finish the first 4 of the main Autobots. They haven't even thought about what they're going to do with the Decepticons. So, Fanstoys, if we lose them, we kind of lose all hope on these Headmasters. Let's talk about my theories about Fanstoys reissues. Fanstoys reissuing their Dinobots seems to be kind of obvious. It's where they made their name. Fanstoys made their name with me personally with Swoop and their Soar. Fanstoys has made their name with a lot of collectors that really want the dinos. I know so many people that want their Dinobots because they're so tuned and they were bigger than what they did with Grimlock and the Masterpiece with Takara. But I bet they reissue every single one of them eventually if they stick around and they're not gone. Back in 2018, a lot of the Fanstoys releases sat on store shelves or third-party distributor shelves and could not move, such as Rouge, and they were clearanced. A lot of these figures were clearanced. A lot of those figures are now highly sought after. It's funny that a clearance item is sought after. That's how it goes all the time. It wasn't wanted then, but it's wanted now. Now, how are we going to get a reissue of Rouge, even though there's like 5 options now? Fanstoys actually came out and said they have plans to reissue the Bugs, but it's going to be a couple of years. It's strange that they said it the way they said it. I took it as it's a couple of years. I can't remember the exact wording. I can't find that article or anything, but I do know they will eventually reissue their Bugs. Who knows how long it'll take? So I went ahead and sold off some of my Bugs because I'd rather get their updated version. And will it have metallic paint or whatever? But maybe I'll regret that if Fanstoys is no longer around. This leads me into why I believe Fanstoys is perfectly fine. I don't think there's any problem with Fanstoys. I really think that the production delays that they're having and all the issues that they're having that scare people simply because there's other things that are more important and a higher priority to get made than toys. And that's just the way it is. Production delays are caused by a lot of different things. And there's a lot of people saying, well, they're associated with Wei Zhang and all that. Doesn't really matter. Fanstoys knows how to play the game, and they know how to play by the rules, and they're not pulling a Zeta maneuver, so I don't think that anything's going to happen to them. So I'm going to take this as proof that Fanstoys is operating as business as usual. I ordered a part from them during the height of all of this concern about Fanstoys getting shut down or going away, and my part made it not within the time frame they told me, but way faster, and I'm really happy. I'm thinking about making a video about how I put this part on. I don't know if it'd be interesting to anybody or not, but yeah, it broke. Like, it shocked me that it broke, but it broke, and I'm going to fix it. But here's the thing. Why would they be so worried about service after the sale if they're going away or they're getting shut down? I truly believe Fanstoys is still here. Fanstoys is in it for the long run, and there's just a couple of delays they got to work through, and we're going to be getting more figures. I really want to hear what you guys think. If we lost Fanstoys, would it completely wreck the entire community? Would it destroy Collecting Masterpiece? Like, subscribe, Titanium Hanger out.